Hello and welcome to another episode of Duos in Destiny, where two dudes are sitting in a dungeon 5 feet apart. I'm your dungeon master, Logan. Today we do or every day, we do a Spelljammer homebrewed campaign. Based off of my mind alone and all the weird ideas bouncing around up there. I would like to give a very special shout out to two important people in our lives. The first one being Jason Wardell of In the Vast Forest on Spotify and Bandcamp. You can hear his sweet, sweet music in the background currently as I speak and pause. Nice. Check him out on Instagram and Spotify and Bandcamp, most importantly. He is on Instagram, but it is In the Vast Forest on Spotify and Bandcamp to show him your love from us here at Duos in Destiny. While you're checking people out, do go to Instagram for Roll for Sketching. She does all of our custom character artwork. You've probably seen it if you stuck around for the mid-roll. Otherwise, if you check out our Instagram, all of that's on there. It's all from her. Every bit from the logo to the character design to the ship. We just kind of throw ideas at her and she makes it real, which is sick because she's also really patient with my dumb ideas and changes all the time. Moral of the story is she also does commissions at the end of the day, so you can always reach out to her for your character artwork that you need desperately so bad for that campaign that just started. So be sure to check out Roll for Sketching on Instagram. Without further ado, over to you, Mr. Magoo.
Hey everybody, my name is Brandon, and I'm your player over here at Commander's Log. Welcome to episode number 54.
5-4.
Yeah, today's episode 54. We are getting into the thick of it and getting to a lot of fun. But before we get started here, we do need you to do one thing. Just one. You know what that is?
Ooh, I do know what that is. It's go into the description and
Yeah.
start looking at all those links.
There's so many of them in there. So, click on the Facebook one, follow us. Click on the Instagram one, follow us. Click on the TikTok one, follow us. The Spotify one.
Follow us.
Follow us.
I was
He's pretty
guessing.
good. If you don't mind, we would greatly appreciate it. And if you're here on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification so you can see anytime we post.
More importantly, I think you have to smash the subscribe button.
Yeah, most
It's a
generally.
requirement. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is a smash the subscribe.
Yeah.
Smash it.
Yep.
Smash
If you have to buy a new phone, I'm sorry, but smash
We're not
it.
liable.
Yeah, not liable.
But please, if you don't mind, we would appreciate it. We are so grateful for all the support over here so far. We do have Commander's Log that comes out every Wednesday, and then on Saturdays we have our series called The Long Rest, where we go over all things D&D. So that comes out on Saturdays at noon as well. We did just launch, over a short week ago, our Patreon. Yeah. If you have the desire and are willing to and would like to support what we do, you can go over there. We've worked really hard on it, and we hope that it's worth your while to even think about supporting us. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're putting in over there to make it worth your while.
Yep. At several different tiers.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options there. If you do that, we thank you very much, and we're extremely gracious for that. Coming in another short week, we are starting our next giveaway on July 1st. Will be the first day of entry for some more Total Tabs by Boba Books.
Absolutely.
Pretty neat, so stick around and get ready for those as they are coming very shortly. I think I've hit each of the nails on the head.
You have.
So that takes us into last time on Commander's Log.
Commander's Log.
Not how I saw it or Karson saw it going was time for another resistance.
Viva.
This one on a totally different scale, though. And this one feels so much more serious, very much more serious. I mean, all the other things that we've kind of done have been serious, but this one is like a group of people that are getting walked on throughout society and just kind of, from enslavement to just death. And it's a totally different feel right now. I mean, a feel of seriousness in the air. But through that, Karson met Brent and was introduced into this like safe house underground, mild resistance, but also just more importantly, stay alive is really what the feel of it was.
Refuge.
Yeah.
Easiest way to put it, I think. Yeah.
Learned a lot of lore about the city and whereabouts of how things have operated in past and current. Karson's made the choice, along with Pizor, to stick around and try to be a change. We have sent Zage back to Vishatar, moreover Torvengard, to retrieve hopefully some scorpion ships and some wasp ships. We've sent Arifa down to us with some more bots, actually. So we have 3 of our small robotic friends that are now down here. And even furthermore, Karson has taken a younger individual named Seamus that he had met a few episodes ago, and it's kind of been trickled along under his wing a little bit, kind of offering him an opportunity here to do something positive. But we find ourselves, I guess, technically just the night after. Arifa just arrived. We took a long rest. Karson did level up to level 11 the last session, and kind of find ourselves that morning. Sir, I think that's where I pass it back to you.
Yeah, so we're picking right back up after you had spent your first night here on Tabos. Spent some time in the refuge itself, what we're just calling the safe house for the time being. Essentially an underground set of sewers that have been long abandoned, or at least somewhat abandoned. The currently now occupy, instead of waste and water, it is people.
Yeah.
So you wake up in the morning and the entire day is yours for whatever you would like to do with it. What is your / Karson's goal as you face the next day? Which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, would be the 11th of Mentir today,
Okay.
After passing through that long rest.
Do I have a calendar date of something?
A calendar date?
Of something in the future that I was waiting for?
None that I think.
Okay.
I would assume I'd
Fair
write
enough.
it down.
Me too.
And I have nothing. So,
Okay.
yeah. I do not believe there's any reason in particular.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would find Brent pretty early on in the morning and just try to lay down a ground plan of what's the goals moving forward. I don't know how much you want to act it out or role play it, but yeah, like just finding Brent and saying, okay, I think we need some dedicated time to train some troops and quote unquote train, but just get the people that are willing to fight down here comfortable enough to like protect themselves and make a difference. I think they're absolutely strong enough to do said thing, given what we experienced up there. And with firearms, kind of feels like a lot of things are possible. But if we can take a small amount of time, a week, 10 days, whatever it may be, to do that, train, it might be beneficial.
Okay. Absolutely.
So, because I would assume a full day's travel back to Vishatar is, i.e., 8 hours, or is it 24 hours?
When you guys had traveled here, it was roughly around like 12 hours. So you
Okay.
left in the morning from Vishatar itself, and then when you arrived here, it was in the evening.
Okay, so if we say midnight to noon, get everything ready, so we probably wouldn't see anything back till tomorrow anyways.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So yeah, kind of just getting things ready, guiding Arifa into like, if we are able to give her full access to like do her thing, let her do her thing. I don't know if they have any of the smaller vehicles, not the skivers, right?
Runners.
Yeah, not
Yep.
the skippers. The other one's called
skitters
skippers.
were
Skitters are the big guys.
Yes,
Desert pushes, and then
Yep.
runners are the inside town kind of things.
correct.
So I don't know if there's like runners that let her go do her thing. I don't know what she would feel necessary. Be like, hey, this is where my strength would be.
Mm.
You know, the bots I would say are, if things need excavated or like whatever, they're ultimately manual labor, moving stuff, getting stuff ready, changing things around. Like that's like probably their motif at the moment.
Perfect.
And then until the other ones come in, I guess ultimately Pizor and Karson. I'm speaking for Pizor, but would be probably more than amped to be right there for the next 36 hours until the other troops come in to pull their focus elsewhere. But
Yeah, absolutely. So in that time frame, the biggest thing that happens is, because we definitely can do a little bit of fast paced here. I would say it'd be more than ample to take a week of downtime, essentially, to get this place with its feet underneath it, going from a starving and scrambled refugee camp into something that is more of a hub, a base of existence and resistance. The obviously you have the leaders within the community itself that help facilitate these. It's just amount of delegating what needs to be done and discussing it back and forth. One of the big focuses is to take that parking garage that there is abandoned and make it a secure location. That way things can get stored there. Uh, so the very first thing they do is expand the sewer system that they have, remove the blocking to get further out underneath that the garage, the parking garage,
Mhm.
and then tunneling up into there so there is access
Perfect.
from underneath up inside. And at the same time, they create barriers to prevent people from entering in. So they basically board up the bottom half. When they do board it up, they make it look more along the lines of it got destroyed. So there are several bits of like leftover vehicles that have been careened and crashed into the main entrance to block it down to where you can't just free willy nilly get inside. And then they go through and just make it look as if it is vacant at the end of the day, which it already is, but they also secure it. That's the main focus for the first time. But otherwise, they start to gather up what would essentially be a militia with small bits of firearms training. If you wanted to implement any of your own training into anybody, you absolutely could. Pizor takes a role over that time period to very much so spread the word of the gods themselves.
Sweet, that's perfect.
He's not really one to train on physical prowess, so he focuses his aspect on what the gods are, like the return of the gods. The armada that you had called for, or not the armada, but the reinforcements.
Just bringing arcs down.
The reinforcements that you call for return on the evening of that second day. And when they do, they coordinate with you on when and where to land.
Okay.
So you were able to coordinate them to that parking garage. 3 Scorpion ships show up.
Okay.
2 Wasp ships. And they are fully boarded with a plethora of warriors. So for starters, Chief Gordon is the very first individual
Chief?
Yes. He's the very first individual that lands and joins you on the
Gordon.
Karson.
How are you, brother?
The Moonshades, which were his band of warriors, they join almost in full force. And the Riverswept send several of the individuals that are trained to become spelljammers, but also clerics. One of them being Zulu, who Zulu and Pizor kind of work in tandem to
he was cool.
help go through and teach the ways of the God's Return. And then there's several other people just from Torvengard themselves, the city guards, essentially, that have been trained up and volunteered to come along for this journey as well.
So what kind of numbers are we talking here?
Let's say 36 Moonshades plus Chief Gordon would make it 37.
36 Moonshade, okay.
8 Riverswept and 10 Torvengard individuals. Torvenites.
Torvenites sounds cool.
Yep.
TKs, okay.
They also, when they do arrive on the Scorpions and the Wasps, they send with it food, raw materials, and healing supplies, largely.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah.
Yep. And Zage also does return. He left the Starhammer back on Bistrotar, returning with one of the Scorpion ships itself.
Oh, cool. That's phenomenal, actually. Awesome.
So,
okay.
Your full crew is here. Brish does return. Yes, and he essentially spearheads the food of the camp itself. Not only figuring out rationings, but also
Ramsey up in here.
meals. Absolutely, yeah.
That's your chef to you.
So he sets up, for all intents and purposes, a food kitchen, and the camp is well underway towards a successful upswing.
And we just drastically changed everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you had originally arrived, there was probably some like shy of 100 people here. By the time this week is over and word has been spread out through the rest of the town, you're looking at somewhere north of 350 people that have been gathered. The portions of the sewer have continually had to been expanded upon, but more hands, less work, more mouths to feed, but there is also more people coming in with stashes of supplies. One thing that does happen, and we'll take a break during this week of downtime, essentially, because it's not downtime, it is work. One thing that does happen is the night just after putting the note in the supply drop. That is where we can pick up with an actual moment. So
lovely. Okay, yeah.
The evening of the second day. So this would technically be, if we're fast tracking,
before anything happens.
Yeah. If you woke up on the 11th, it would be the evening of the 11th of Minty.
Yeah.
The reinforcements are going to show up on the 12th. So.
Okay.
So on the 11th of Mintier is the rendezvous, if I can even spell that. That's a good guess. And just so I can make myself some notes. Awesome. Okay. So who and or what do you bring to the rendezvous meeting?
I would like to bring, of course, Seamus, and then I'll ask Pizor if he would like to join as well.
Of course.
Okay.
I would hate to let you go anywhere alone, honestly.
I agree.
So, let's go.
Okay. Very well.
You, Seamus, and Pizor, do you bring any of the automatons, leave them behind?
No, I think they're all working,
cool.
Doing their thing, whatever they need to.
Absolutely.
Being with Arifa, if that means helping her through that moment, then that's it.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. And that's a large part of what they do between, I guess not currently, but that is what they would be working on this first day is expanding the sewers and starting to gather up a supply and inventory list of raw materials for Arifa to craft with, to improve. And there are even some runners that have been scavenged and are deposited at the parking garage. That way there's like a garage to go work on them.
Yeah, for sure.
So
cool. Okay. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, we're Seamus's time. It's important that you feel comfortable, but don't put yourself in harm's way.
I think I can manage that.
What was your brother's name?
My brother's name, Richard.
Okay. Let's see if we can gain some type of ally in this fight.
I hope so. I don't know much about the vultures, but just hope they're not like everybody else.
Now will be our time to find out. All right, let's boogie.
Okay. With that, you guys make your way through the rest of the city. Do you do that? I guess it would be the middle of the night because it's at midnight is when you planned the meeting. As you enter into the court where the kind of food stand was set up with the counter underneath, is there any way you're approaching it? Or
I would like to be there at least 2 hours early.
2 hours
be
early.
In a position somewhere that we could watch first.
Okay.
If there's like a rundown building that oversees anything or close to it, or one of the streets entering in or something, I'd like to be there and watch for the first 2 hours.
Absolutely.
And then,
with a little bit of B and E, you are able to break into the building across the street. It is locked up, but it is abandoned as well. Okay. You climb up to the second floor and you're able to look across into the windows of that market from across the street and see if there is any movement. As the time ticks by, absolutely nothing.
Okay. Well, at 11:59 approximately, as I pull out my moon watch, we'll go down, and I tell the other two, you can stay back a little bit. Let me go, and I'll approach first.
Okay. Are they going into the market with you, or?
Yeah, I would think so.
Cool. I didn't know if it was stay back in the other building entirely, or. Gotcha.
Things hit the fan,
Okay, absolutely. So do you sneak across the way, or?
I think we sneak until we get in there, and then we kind of go to the same spot. I mean, ultimately, we said we were coming, so
Stealth check from
Okay.
you. I know his.
Oh, disadvantage. 15 for me.
Okay, excellent.
With disadvantage, not bad at all.
Pizor makes just about the most of noise than anybody, but not terribly much as opposed to what you guys typically make when you do stealth, because it's almost always unsuccessful. But with the guidance of Seamus, you guys are able to pick your path across just fine, sticking to the shadows, crossing just when the time is right, and you enter into the market itself.
I go to the counter. Like,
Okay.
I don't think there's any benefit to me just being sneaky hiding, so.
Absolutely. You head over to the countertop. Do you check at the stash location, or what are you doing when you're at the counter?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. As you check into the stash, you push back that false wall. You notice that the note and that box are still there.
And we kind of look around back towards them, but they kind of are off a little bit, 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that they've been here yet.
Seamus pipes up. What do you mean?
The box and the note are still here.
Well, what now then?
I look down at the paper and just open it to make sure that it's just my note.
Yeah. So your note.
I don't know. We can try again.
Just come back every night.
Yeah.
At midnight.
Yeah. It's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot.
Okay. I'll write on the note. I just do one single line through the first sentence I wrote so that way they can still read it.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, we tried. We'll try again every single night at midnight. For the next 8 days. And
Okay.
then put it back underneath there.
Perfect. Absolutely. How long do you stand around? Or do you just kind of, after you put the note back
No, I definitely say we're going to wait an hour or so.
in? Okay.
We'll wait.
Absolutely. Make a perception check.
-1, 13.
13. As you guys wait through the long night, no noises. You occasionally see the random insect or even like reptile skitter throughout the market itself, but no guest appearances.
Okay. Well,
It's a bust then.
not yet. It's not ideal, but not yet. Let's head back. There's always tomorrow. We can
Always
say that
tomorrow.
8 more times.
Right. Right. It's foolish of me to be so hopeful right away, but
It's not impossible yet.
of course.
Okay. Let's head back. Let's get some safety.
Okay. With that, you guys head back to the hideout, the stash house, as we've been calling it. That it concludes the 11th Amentu. On the 12th, is there anything you do wish to get taken care of before the arrival of the reinforcements?
No, other than I think I just try to find time to sit down with Brent and those other leaders and try to hash out a plan of okay, what are we doing? Where do they suggest we take what needs to be taken back first? What should be taken back second?
Mm-hmm.
Where do we push? Excuse me. What you guys are the experts. Where do we need to go?
Okay. They give you several bits of information.
Okay.
The first bit of information is that there is daily comings and goings from the central city itself of the Skitters. There is an underground pass that leads from the city and deposits it a few miles outside of the town. There's 2 exits on either side to either the east or the west, where those Skitters emerge from into the desert and then disperse. And then it's typically several days before that same Skitter returns, but there's a constant coming and going about every single day.
Rotation.
Absolutely. Um, Other than that, they tell you starting off inside the walls is a foolish idea. It would be a monumental task, considering that is where the bulk of not only the Iron Skeletons are, but every bit of the Dust Devils occupy that town. And anybody inside is not going to be offering any help. They are, from what they say, all accounts are self-centered, only focused on their own survival and the fact that they can afford to be safe.
Am I misremembering? Are there multiple, like, what looks like multiple towns inside the walls?
Yes. So
So how does that...
briefly sketched up this itself. So
Okay.
the this town itself, that would be
Cerulean.
where you're at. Yes, Cerulean, and it is essentially like a large spread out town of houses and structures that have built on over time as the populace has grown and sought the shelter of the internal oasis. Inside the oasis itself, there are 5 separate towns. This large one, that first one, is the largest one itself. It is known as Sunspear. Sunspear is where the Grand Greaves currently resides. The other towns themselves are much smaller, but still just as exclusive, essentially, to get in. Each individual town itself is centered around one oasis. So not only is there some sort, there's sources of water, but also sources of food within each of the towns.
Okay.
The not much is known about life inside from anybody from this standpoint that you do know. And aside from that, they tell you that of course, the skitters come and go once a day. At least one leaves, at least one comes back.
Right.
Other than that, the only way in and out of town is through the central thoroughfare of Cerulean. And lately, that gate's been closed. In the aftermath of that one large battle, there is a massive array of wreckage near that gate. They never made it through. So it was a failed attempt. At the end of the day, the harvesters had to flee.
So ultimately, the harvesters were trying to break in.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And they also say that the harvesters, they have a series of plantations about like a full day's ride northeast of the entire oasis itself. And that is where most of the harvesters, well, like all of the harvesters currently reside, aside from whenever they do attack and wherever they're coming from. That's where they all reside, but also that is where they have a large population of enslaved folks that are being forced to do any sort of work from them.
How large is that?
The plantations themselves, you get most of this information from Brent because he used to live on them. The plantations themselves each house several families that would be essentially the aristocrats and owners of that plantation, and they have some small farms that are kind of like attached to that plantation itself. But each section, there's 6 different plantations out there, and each of them probably host 500 or more enslaved individuals.
How heavy are the armed forces out there?
The armed forces, there is a very large population of the Iron Skeletons. They don't know a hard and fast number, but they'd probably say 100 or more. Not to mention the vast array of harvesters. The harvesters seem to have grown in ranks since the beginning of this conflict. Whenever they were overthrown and it was a kind of like a resource war at the very beginning, they had really fallen in ranks, but they're starting to grow once more. The other gangs, aside from the Dust Devils, the other gangs are getting less and less spoken for.
Brent, there's part of me that says we start with the harvesters.
The harvesters are the largest problem we face. If they would quit attacking our settlements, people would live. We don't have any resources, but we can survive. The interior of the oasis, they'll ignore us at the end of the day. They only care about themselves. If we draw too much attention, surely we'll draw their eye. But that would take some time.
And it does appear that the gate hasn't moved and they haven't tried to move any of the scrap in front of it, so it does appear that they don't care.
At this point, they're just creating a better barrier.
Correct. It's just enforcing their walls even more. In my head at first, it was we were going to be trying to infiltrate into the oasis, into said sun spear, and maybe that is the end goal. But now as we talk, there's this part of me that says, what if we win back the farms first? The majority of people are there. And they're right. They are the ones that are causing you guys the most grief at the moment.
They are. If we can completely get rid of that problem, not only will we gain countless allies, but also alleviate ourselves of a massive headache.
Right.
Drawing the ire of whoever, of anybody within there, of the Dust Devils, of the Grand, that's only going to lead to more issues.
Okay. Yeah, decision's made then.
Okay. Keep our heads down for now. But we plan to attack for the Harvesters.
Yes.
They'll be back. I know that.
Which we might be able to... We might be able to draw their attention here. Set traps. Set ambushes. Wait for them to try to come in.
If their track record shows, they'll attack within a week.
Within the week.
Within the week.
Okay.
That
works.
They come around frequently.
How many forces do you think they typically bring? Like, how many of these, what did you call them? The riders? Ridders? Skitters? Skitters are the big
Skitters.
ones. But the riders? No? Gooders?
The Harvesters wouldn't dare send the Skitters this way.
No, what the heck are the little ones called?
The
again?
Runners.
Runners. That's such a simple word. How many runners do they typically show up with?
Last time before I was caught,
Yes.
there was about 20.
If you had to guess how many men were on each one? Handful?
About half a dozen.
Okay. It's about 100 something troops.
Just shy, probably, yes.
Okay. But they split up.
They do. They just pillage. Looking
Okay.
for anything and everything that has been gathered since their last attack.
That's great.
Or whoever they can scoop up at the time.
Right, that's good for us. Do they all enter town via one section? Like on the outside, is there any type of wall or anything here?
No,
It's just
kind
open.
It peters off in the desert. It goes from like structured roads to a shanty town that kind of
Yes.
just like surrounds almost most of it. Like if I had to draw just like a rough border, it would literally just be anywhere around there is scatters of tents, small little huts and hovels that have largely all been destroyed since then.
Okay.
But most people do tend to stick around there. Sometimes the shanty towns get a little bit more clustered into where it's like a very large conglomeration of tents and everything.
But they come in close, and they're probably going to continue to try to get through the main gate.
That'd be their goal.
We can draw them. We can set them into funnels, block roads, alleyways, to force their movement into certain sections where ambushes are set up.
I like that.
We can split them off into certain factions, factions being groups. If we try to get them, if they come with approximately 20 skitters and they're just all separating out, even if we could funnel them down to maybe 2 or 3 at certain points, that gives us, let's say 6 entry points past the shanties. Shanty? What are you, plural? I don't know. But if we do, I imagine they have to have, right? It's resistance. They have a map table, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bottle caps and like.
Yeah.
So go.
It's within
even if we started making it.
Yeah.
But if we were to force, so say block, open, block, and we can work them through. So as they go through the shanties, they're funneled down into these ambush points. We'll get them into the heart of Cerulean, and then that allows us to ambush them in at these set points.
Perfect. I like it.
How many numbers would we have from this resistance, you think, from your standpoint?
A few days ago, we counted just shy of 200.
Okay. Healthy and fighting worthy?
Far from
50?
it. Probably 50.
That's,
Willing to fight,
I'm sure,
close to 100.
darn near all of them are willing to fight.
Some are scared and just seeking a place to lie low or even heal.
Absolutely.
But people I would be willing to put weapons in hands. About 50.
My allies should be approaching soon, my companions. And they'll start making a difference in that, hopefully. And those that need healed. I'm not sure how many will be being sent, as we're still talking on the 12th prior to them arriving.
Yep.
But I'm not sure how many are willing or going to be sent, but I think the numbers will be strong and will allow us a very competent amount of people. They are well fought. They are the brothers and sisters to Pizor, I would assume most. I trust them very much so. If we can split into 6 groups, we need to start now then.
Start now.
Well, if we're going to...
Setting up the funnels and the ambushes.
Yes. If we're going to... We're going to need to set those that are willing to help put debris, funnel these roadways into certain ways. Let's get those into factions, or get those start going. Those individuals that are willing to fight, I do think it's necessary for us to at least get a stable point here to feel them, let them be comfortable before we just stick them to the wolves with a weapon in hand of some kind. We don't want that.
Understood. By day we can train, by night we can set our traps.
That is perfect.
And we have sent out the words, sent out feelers. Tell people where and when to meet. That way we can help them find refuge.
We have put a feeler out for the vultures.
Good luck.
We'll try. That's what we can do. That's what we're doing right now. We're making a heck of an effort at this moment.
I appreciate that.
There's a gnat.
I hope you got him.
I think I missed. I did. I pushed him up. Darn it. Now he's going to bug us the whole time. Okay. So, and I'll just kind of go in the description and say, I'll just okay, this is where I say we should block off. You absolutely tell me what you think, what's used, what's common. Let's just try to funnel it down. Let's say 6 points.
Okay.
Funnel it down into 6 in different locations. That will allow for approximately 3 skitters per entry point. And kind of fatal funnel is what my mind is at. So
we can do that.
Okay.
So that work process starts over the course of the next several days. So in between training montages, slipping away in the middle of the night, which also is kind of a little bit of training. They're shown how to sneak through the town without drawing attention and everything in between. So over the course of the time, this ragtag, hopeless group of folks start to form a militia at the end of the day.
Awesome.
There is continuing expansion of the safe house and the sewers itself. The progress of barricading throughout the walls is going well. Your allies arrive on several different ships. Like I said, Chief Gordon is amongst them, leading the Moonshades, and then Zulu with the River Swept there to help with healing as well as the spell jamming of the arrived ships themselves. 3 Scorpion ships, 2 Wasp ships, and all the supplies. Over that course of downtime that we went through, that was going to be somewhere near a week. We had talked previously and said, because of this downtime, not only are you able to help train these people into something more of a fighting force, you also earn yourself a free feat. So, what feat of your choice do you take?
I think I will be taking, there's one I've had my eye on. To stay with Karson's great feel, I take Great Weapon Master.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. Right on.
So,
what's all Great Weapon Master do for you?
It does increase 1 of your strength And then
Sick.
heavy weapon mastery. So when you hit a creature with a weapon that has the heavy property as part of the attack action on your turn, you can cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target. The extra damage is equal to your proficiency bonus. And there also is Hew, which immediately after you score a critical with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with 1, you make an attack. Excuse me. You can make one attack with the same weapon as a bonus action.
Oh, cool.
So if I do knock somebody down or crit, if somebody's within 5 feet of me, within my reach, I can make another attack.
Oh, it's on crits or if you put somebody down.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah.
So still
Okay.
kind of specific, but
Yeah.
that could actually be extremely useful.
No kidding. Extra
In
damage
those time
plus
of-
more attacks.
Time of needs.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Okay, awesome. So with the feat given to you, you are able to spend some extra time with the individuals getting trained. But aside from that, is there anything in particular you would otherwise like to do during that downtime?
every single night, I am back. I have like 3 to 4 hours associated with being back there with the vultures.
Okay. Every single night, no response.
On the last night, I take the box.
Okay. So that would be the night of the.
So how many days are we going to have?
If you wanted to do the full 8, like you had said, because let's just run with that because that's how many nights you said you would be doing this. That started on the 11th, so that would push us into the 19th.
Wow, Logan's good at math.
So on the 19th, Mentor with no Mentir with no trace of the vultures. You take the box.
Okay. Darn.
Okay. 19th of Mentir has now come. You have undergone your full week's worth of downtime. Anything else before we move on?
No. I would try to tag along Seamus as much as I can to everything I'm doing. Learn a little bit more about him as what I can. Pizor with me. Yeah.
Okay. The small network that you have also created within this group of resistance that you're starting to develop, they have ears to the ground on comings and goings, and they report absolutely no sign of the harvesters for that full week. No one's sure what exactly is going on, why there hasn't been attacked, because consistently there has been 1 to 2 raids per week. The last one having been a very large move by the harvesters, but completely unsuccessful. There has been no response since then. So at the end of that full week, you guys are kind of left waiting, wondering what's going on.
Do you think their numbers were too deeply hurt?
I would assume you're talking to Brent at this point.
Maybe we're back around the table or something.
Absolutely, yeah. You guys could have kind of like a council meeting. That was a large amount of fighting, and based upon what they left behind, which you guys have been able to slowly kind of scavenge up a lot of it. Based upon what they left behind, that was a very large force of their numbers. I don't know what their next move is, but if it were us, it'd be regrouping.
So do we take the fight to them? Is that the time, or is not fighting on their turf not worth it?
Taking the fight to them is an option.
It is. It's a dangerous one.
It's a very dangerous one, to put it least. Might be worthwhile to try to lure them here. If there is any way we can get their attention to see that something is happening here in Cerulean. Perhaps they've given up.
What would entice them? What would bring them here?
Easiest way?
Yeah.
A skitter. If we can get one to show up here, that's a done deal.
Because they'll want it.
They'll want it. Other ways, if we just started acting like this was a town again.
How hard would it be to infiltrate a skidder? From what I can see from them in the distance, when I've watched them a little bit, it feels like it would be quite difficult.
They're walking tanks.
Yeah.
They're not quick by any means. They can withstand quite the beating. But within them is essentially individual groups. There's about 10 separate trains attached to one skidder, all driving in one central direction. Pick off the trains individually, separate them out, or even attack them one by one. Divide and conquer. It's all possible. That would probably be my strategy. Divide and conquer the skidder.
Dropping in at each of the cars.
Yes.
At the same time.
On the skidders themselves, they have 2 control points.
Okay.
The front and the end. They can go both directions if they need to, but both contribute to the motion at each time. So starting at either end or either cutting off that tether between the two of them would be a way to completely divide the skidder itself. There's going to be a lot of irons on them. They will guard them fiercely. Always pay them off if that's a possibility.
Could be. What's the going rate? Any idea?
Never been able to hire one.
That's fair. We've got a little coin.
It's an option. Coin, weapons, resources. Water's hot commodity, but anything has value. Metals, minerals, food.
Okay. So it sounds like trying to get one of these skidders is going to be our best opportunity.
Easily.
I don't think the town's going to go back to acting like a town.
I think too many people are too afraid.
They've given up that life. At least they're comfortable down here. You can see the change in their heart a little bit. They don't have to run around scared like it's going to happen. Is it ideal down here? No. Is it safe? Much more than it is up there.
Much more. We only have so much room, but we can continue to grow until we reach the confines.
I assume Zage would be with me in this conversation,
Yeah,
with it being the
absolutely.
big one. Zage, what do you think?
What do I think?
You're the wisdom here.
You know how to get into horrible situations. Over and over, is what I think.
Okay.
But you want my actual opinion?
Yes.
I'm not a warrior, Karson. I'm not a
But
commander of great armies, or...
from a strategic point, you're extremely wise.
From a strategic point, we take the Star Hammer and we obliterate a skidder.
But is that going to... If one's obliterated, will that draw their attention?
No. Although,
Yes.
you want to talk about resources. The Spelljammers themselves. Not the people, the ships.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not the Star Hammer, I don't want to keep the Star Hammer as bait. Plus, we'd have to go get it. But imagine we park one of these scorpions in the path of where these skidders come and go. If we get them when they're coming back, they'll be laden down with resources.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe at the end of a long journey, they'll also be tired.
Yes.
If we get them when they're leaving, well, they'll be full of...
They're fresh.
They're
Right.
fresh, and but the ship will be empty.
Right.
So it's whether we want an empty skidder or a skidder laden down with whatever it's found.
That's great. That is... See, thank you, Zage. Brent, that does beg the question. If Mosquito does not arrive back, is that going to be a big, big sign of a problem?
Oh yes, I would imagine. Just think of every time that one of the Spelljammers did not return to port.
So it would be if we stop one from arriving, and then all of a sudden it's outside of Cerulean, are we immediately drawing the attention to us?
We'd be drawing attention to somebody. Brent pipes in and he says, if we can perhaps make it look like the Harvesters made a move for the Skidders, that would really ignite the Dust Devils. If we can manage to make it look like the harvesters are planning something larger.
Right.
Even better if we can do it to multiple skitters. If we can take one but attack another, then it would really look like a larger scale move. Not just a desperate attempt, but an actual...
How hard would it be to coordinate that? So,
The easiest way to coordinate that is if we get them when they leave.
attack one when it leaves and then wait for one to come back.
If we attack it when we leaves, that might put the rest on alert for when they return. It could make the job at the end of the day harder.
But if we attack when it leaves, do they communicate back every day?
I would assume
Is
so.
there a check-in? Okay, that's important too.
To be able to operate a skitter, to be able to operate a runner, you have to have some kind of magic.
We're familiar with that.
Hence why most people can't.
Right.
So if we can... I would assume there would have to be some kind of communication. If we can coordinate the attacks at the same time, that would be better. But then we're banking on when those skitters are returning. If they return at 2 different times, a possible idea is if we can find one on the return path. If we can stake out where it's going,
Where they're
when
heading
it's
to.
planning to return. If we do that to 2 separate ones, then we can plan for before this one returns, before it gets close to the access port and returning within the oasis itself. We attack that one, we take that one. Then the other one, we attack but purposely fail. Let it return to the oasis. Damaged, beaten.
Dressed as harvesters.
Exactly my next point. We've gathered up quite a bit of their armor that they left over,
You're right.
scattered from their bodies.
Now you're cooking. Okay. Tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
can we do it?
The hardest part will be finding when they'll return. We could stake out the entrance that we fake. I say that attack has to happen quickly. That is a planned attack. When the skitter is returning, we attack then.
I think we need to do 2 at the same time. It needs to be failed and success at the same time, so that way there's no question and they don't change how they're operating. So, let's not rush anything. We'll go scout tomorrow evening, whatever have you.
We'll need to figure out a concrete time of when they return.
Yes. Even if it takes a few days to do it, then it takes a few days to do it. It only gives all these troops more time to train and be comfortable. Continue for us to take in refugees, get our numbers better, get our numbers stronger, feel more comfortable, then so be it. That is what we will do.
Then it's a plan.
Very good.
Who's scouting this? Just you? Yourselves? You need resources.
Would I feel confident that any of the ships, i.e. the Wasp or like the Chester, would be able to be like really quiet and hard to see at nighttime, or no?
The Wasp is... The Chester is going to draw the least amount of attention.
Okay.
It would be not only the smallest vehicle that you currently have, the quickest, but also the quietest. Holds the smallest amount of people. You and one other plus an automaton. The Wasp, you could take a small battalion of up to 6 people,
Right.
including a 7th being the jammer. If you take a Scorpion, you can take a squadron of people. You could take up to 15. So basically, between each vehicle, you could double however many people you have with you. Double to triple, depending. So
We'll take my ship, my small ship that we came down with. We'll take Chester. Paizo and I will go out tonight and kind of scour a little bit and see if we can find anything.
Okay.
And then
I know we've been skipping around on days. When did this conversation happen?
I imagine this happened after that week when they didn't come into town. This is when this conversation would happen.
Yes, cool. So we'll
this
call
is
this the 19th.
The 19th at evening or whatever have you. Like, we waited all day for them to come in. We had everything kind of set up.
Yep.
And this is that evening of us going, well, crud.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's also when you do go pick up that box too. So
yeah,
all that same bit of defeat planning is all in one day, we'll say. So perfect. I just wanted to make sure when that date was.
Right.
So tomorrow being the 20th is whenever you plan for this. Cool. Anything else with you in that conversation with the council in general? Because it's not just you, Brenton's age, it is everybody present that would be making larger decisions.
No, I mean, unless they have something else to say, I think that's a pretty darn good plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, perfect. Right there is a great time to take a break. So
perfect.
We will take our mid-credits break. Be tuned in to watch all our awesome custom character artwork from Roll for Sketching. Scroll across that mid-credit scene. But otherwise, we'll be right back here in just a few. No time to you, a little time to us.
See you in a jiffy.
And welcome back after our little mid-session break to session 54 of Commander's Log. As he does the robot, we are picking right back up after you had just got done with plotting a stakeout for the return of a skitter.
Reconnaissance.
We just got done a quick little bit of discussion. You are on the west side is what you're looking to stake out.
Yes, sir.
That conversation had happened at the end of the day last time.
Okay.
You had just basically thrown in the towel on any ambush plans for what you guys had currently been working on with the city. However, you guys have had plenty of time to train up and prepare the civilians that you do have. Are you doing 2 stakeout missions? Like, is there one to this side and one to the other, or is it just this one side and you guys alone?
I mean, we'll probably do one of each. I mean, it'd be important for us to learn, say, like, how long do they go out for? And then what, like, if it's going to take another week, it's going to take another week. I mean, figuring out how long they can truly go out, days, figuring out how they come back in, what they look like, look for weak points, like, let Pizor and I put our eyes on them to really look at them, kind of thing.
Okay, absolutely. So you guys get ready for the stakeout. What time do you want to go out that way? You start an early morning?
I would assume Brent has at least an understanding of when they kind of come and go.
Yes. So for the most part, the return trips are any time in the later afternoon.
Okay.
It's not a hard and set fast schedule. It's just they do return in that evening.
Okay.
And typically only one returns per day. Only one leaves per day as well. So it's not 100% known how many are out at a certain time. But if one leaves that morning, one returns that evening. And when they do leave, it is always very early on. It's about like 8 o'clock in the morning. So almost on the dot, like a set schedule when they do leave.
Then that's the first thing we'll do. We'll be out there early. Okay. 7:30, whatever have you. Perfect. And be ready to watch it leave because I want to try to trail it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you're going in the Chester?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. When you do approach the area itself, so there's a large wall that surrounds the entire oasis itself. The wall is somewhere between 50 to 70 feet tall at any given point. And there's occasional ramparts, but it's not like a patrolled or even occupied wall. It is largely made up of stone and reinforced with different bits of metal. Whenever you're pointed to where those skitters do leave, in the middle of the desert, about 100 foot off of the wall itself, you find a very massive 20 foot by 20 foot hole in the ground.
Okay.
A slight bit of sand has blown over the hole itself, but you can tell where this hole is on a day-to-day basis when that hole does open. Um, and it's covered with a large metal hatch itself, a kind of like a rusted iron hatch. You guys post up where? Do you land this chest or are you flying around? What's the vibe?
I think we try to stay up pretty high. I would assume that, like, how long do these skitters are they approximately?
They're somewhere a little over 100 feet long.
So I'd assume, like, even if we're quite a ways from the air, when we start to see this thing emerge out of the color, we'd see it. So
Yeah. Okay, excellent.
we'll go fairly high up, I think.
Absolutely. To the point where, to anybody passing by down below, you would look like just a speck in the sun
Yeah.
or even a high flying bird. You guys wait for just about 15 to 30 minutes before eventually you see that hatch start shifting backwards, the hole opening up into blackness beneath it, all the sand kind of cascading in. It's not even too terribly long before that door is fully opened and this massive centipede-like creature of this metal construct comes barreling out of the hole itself. Sorry, my eye really itches and I cannot talk at the same time. As the creature comes barreling out, it looks like it is at peak speed. It basically ramps out, hits the ground, and starts pluming up this cloud of sand behind it. And it is just barreling straight west.
Paizo, there it is.
Okay. As soon as the 100 feet long creature passed it over to you, it's that pink eye. As soon as the 100 foot long construct exits out of the hole, immediately you see that that hatch start to and shut itself. Not at a incredibly fast clip.
Okay.
Probably about like a garage door kind of speed,
Okay.
where you can run in there by all means if you needed to.
Yeah, that's good to know.
But it's about a 20 foot by 20 foot opening, and that sand skitter takes up every little bit of it. As it exits, it immediately starts plowing through the desert. You can see, as opposed to wheels, it has several, probably several dozen different pairs of large legs that basically like hoist and scatter itself. And it is 100% skittering across the desert,
Nice.
hence the name. It doesn't have any tracks to be on, so it kind of free forms, and eventually you start to see it peeling off towards the south.
Yeah, I think we'll just kind of stay up. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we will stay up and at them. I'm sure if we can, especially if we can still follow it, then we're going to just trail it.
Absolutely. Okay. It is not the fastest moving machine in the world, but it's pretty quick. Your Chester can keep up at 80 feet of movement by all means, but you guys are definitely closer to like the 50 to 60 foot per round speed in terms of how quickly this thing is moving. Let's just put it at a hard 50 to make it an actual rule instead of 50 or 60. It's at a hard 50. As they're traversing, they are taking a sharper and sharper turn south, and it looks like it's a very long journey for what this is heading towards. It doesn't make any deviation from the direct line south. It's heading towards that storm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Anything from you while you follow it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
You guys spend the better part of the day traversing after it before getting closer into evening time, about four hours until sunset. You see where two of these skitters are. One is coming at you. It kind of manifests out of the horizon as a cloud of dust. You scout it out if you want to, or you can just let it come to you, whichever. But at the end of the day, you see that it is another skitter heading in this direction. And before too long, the two pass within several hundred feet of each other. They don't make a way to stop, but one is heading back towards the city, the other one continuing.
So how long was that?
It was every bit of 6 hours.
Okay. So it's about 2, so we get back later in the evening towards sunset. Okay.
Yeah, it would definitely get back well after sunset.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. right around sunset, right? Because
Yeah.
it'd be about 6 o'clock when this is going to get back then.
8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 8
About
o'clock.
2 p.m. approximately if we're going to put times on it.
Yeah.
So it'd be about sunset time. So
Correct.
Approximately. Okay,
Yes.
good to know.
So, with the two going in two different directions, what's your next step there, Mr. Scout?
I want to follow that one, so
The new one,
no.
the old one.
What is new and old? New come from from the morning. I want to keep following that one.
Okay.
Is that new one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So the new one, the fresh out of the Oasis Skitter, the one heading south is the one
Yes.
you're following.
Yes. I want to keep following the same one I was following prior.
Okay. Perfect. Over the course of the rest of this day, I don't know how long you do follow them, but it is well into the evening before finally, as the sun sinks way beyond in the horizon, you see the sand skitter stop where it's at. All the legs start to lower the body of the construct down to the ground, and then it slowly kind of shakes itself in the ground until it is almost entirely covered with sand, and you do not see it, other than the faint trace of disturbed sand over the top.
Paizo, you think they're just holding up for the evening to rest? Or is that what they do to go find the resources?
I don't know if those things sleep entirely.
But the people inside might.
Surely they have to take some kind of rest. Or perhaps they're hiding from something.
Are we still heading to the storm?
Yes, direct beeline south. And you're probably about another day's travel, or I'd say a day and a half to the storm.
What do you think?
I think if we stay flying up here, we're going to be exhausted by the morning.
Yeah.
If we land, I think we're vulnerable. If we go back, we lose it. Either we stay and wear ourselves thin, or we go back.
I think we wear ourselves thin. This is one shot to get this. All we gotta do is write this first time, and then we've got it.
Okay. What, are we
thinking-
staying up here the entire night?
I'm afraid that if we land, we'll miss it.
I don't know how you're gonna miss that thing.
Depending how close are we gonna park next to it then?
Behind the dune, or we can set up a watch. But I just know the chest is cramped. Regardless if we sleep here, it's not going to be a restful sleep. And one of us will have to be awake
Right.
the entire time. So we'll be exhausted by morning.
We can go in rotations. Sleep a little bit. You sleep a little bit. I sleep a little bit. A couple hours at a time.
Could be. I don't think that will stave off the exhaustion, but it'll at least allow us to rest somewhat.
Yeah.
If we park, keep a watch, then sure. Did you bring an automaton or no? I can't remember.
Probably. I'll say let's bring. We'll bring Kit.
Kit can always keep the watch for us.
It's true.
Truly allow us to rest. Make sure it does not go anywhere. Wake us if it does.
Okay, let's find a place. It looks like that dude down there should be fine. Can you do the shake thing to cover us partly in sand?
I can try.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Take us down.
As you set the Chester down onto the soft sand, Pizor definitely does try to wiggle it back and forth, and it's to next to no effect. It does embed itself just a hair, but not fully covered
absolutely.
like it was trying to. Yeah. He stops after a moment. He's like, anything good, and I think I'm just going to beat this thing to pieces.
Yeah, no. It's at least a little bit. It's covered, you know.
It's certainly something.
Yeah. All right. Let's try to get some sleep.
Okay. You guys exit the Chester, make yourselves comfortable with a little bit of bedrolls, break for food for the evening, and for all intents and purposes, can take a rest.
Okay.
With Kit standing guard over the evening, There is a point, about 2 o'clock in the morning, midway through your long rest, where you're shaken awake by the automaton.
Kid, what's wrong? What's wrong?
You see his eyes kind of illuminated, and he just turns his head and points off in the distance.
Towards where the skitter was?
No, different direction. As you are where you guys are seated, and I guess I really don't need this. I'm not going to erase everything fully because that'd just be annoying. Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, this is where the Chester's at currently.
Okay.
Several hundred feet off, so that wouldn't even be to scale. If this is the skitter where you guys left it, and this is where you guys parked,
Okay.
your direction, so that way, away from the skitter itself, you see moving through the sands large creatures, very large creatures, much bigger than the Chester themselves. They move in some semblance of a pack, just slowly combing the desert and headed this way.
Well, shoot. Paizo? Paizo?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We've got a bit of a problem. We need to probably get up out of here.
Okay.
Look back there. There's creatures coming.
He wipes the sleep from his eyes. Did I say an understatement? Yes, there are creatures coming.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Let's get in.
Yep, okay.
Okay, we hop in and
You
take
hop into
off.
the Chester, take up into the air, and you can see they're just moving in somewhat of a herd.
Right.
They are headed in this direction, but very slowly. They kind of have an amble of a pace, maybe about 20 feet per round. With their long legs, they're covering more distance than they are actually moving at the end of the day. And it's not too long before they overtake that position, probably about 30 minutes before they're where the Chester was previously parked. Looking from up above, the body is, it looks like these large, long-legged, armored creatures. They kind of look insectile, like a gigantic flea in a way is what they look like, with large legs just kind of prowling through the desert themselves. Occasionally one will burrow into the sand and then come back up with something wriggling in its mouth. But they just kind of slowly wander. Every now and then they'll dip in, come back out, and then just continuing to comb the desert.
Do they? So as they pass my location, are they heading like directly over the skitter, or is kind of off a little bit?
They're roughly in that general direction, yeah.
Okay. So I guess we'll watch it until at least passes the skitter's location, and then we'll probably go back to landing.
Yeah.
I would assume.
And they travel right over the skitter.
Okay.
Absolutely. So they don't take any note of it, don't dig into it or anything. They pass right over and continue on their walk throughout the desert.
Okay.
And then you land back safely where you once were and continue your rest.
Okay. Pop back out bedrolls, and I guess we'll go back to sleep.
Absolutely.
Good job, Kit.
So that passes off on the 20th of Mentor, leaving into the 21st.
Of Mentir.
As you guys wake that morning, not what's his name, Kit. Sorry, I was trying to call him Hack. As Kit shakes you awake, points off in the distance, you hear the faint rumbling, and then also see the sand cascading off of the skitter as it's raising up and out of the ground. And then very quickly, it is up out of the ground and taken off down the desert.
Paizo, get up. It's time to get it going.
Yes.
We're leaving.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
I did not sleep well, but it's fine.
It wasn't terrible. It was hot, but not terrible.
No kidding. Your thing is hot. Try wearing a suit of fur.
Yeah, fair. All right, let's go. Hop in.
Okay. You guys hop back into the air-conditioned Chester and start flying up high enough to where you guys would not be a nothing but a speck once
AC
again.
for the win.
And you're following the path of the skitter. It's making a beeline straight towards the desert itself. Before too long, a lot earlier in the day, probably in the morning, and not even well within 100 feet, it's about a mile or two off, you see another skitter heading north.
There's a lot of them.
Yes.
Okay, this is good. Okay. Now we just gotta find
It is
out.
good there's a lot of them.
Yes, because now we know how many there could be.
I see where you're coming from.
Also tells us how far they're traveling out.
True.
Tells us how much time we have. Okay.
Yes, no kidding. Okay. Over the course of that day, if there's anything in particular you want to do? Nothing really happens other than the two of you kind of shifting on and off on who is piloting the Chester, and trying to make yourself as comfortable as you can in a cramped cabin. You follow it for the entirety of the day. No more signs of any other skitters. No signs of this veering from its current path of straight south.
Okay.
Before too long, as evening comes to it, the skitter slowly sinks itself back into the sand.
How close are we to this storm now?
About a half a day's.
Okay. We'll replicate last night then.
Okay, perfect. As you spend over the night, the watch from Kit goes uninterrupted to you. And as you sleep, you do hear the distant sounds of that storm itself. Like way off in the day, there is just the faint rumble coming from that storm.
Okay.
But sleep comes to you, no issues. You wake up the next day after, being the 22nd. And I'm going to keep tracking that, because otherwise I will forget. 22nd of Mint here, once more awoken by Kit as the skitter rises up from the sand and starts booking it south.
Excuse me. Okay.
It is very early, probably one of the first things in the morning when you see another one of those skitters has making its way north.
Okay. No, we're still on it then. We're locked in.
Okay, perfect. As you take about half the day following it, you see it's getting closer and closer to the storm. As you guys are up in the air, the storm starts to affect you drastically. Not only is there sand whipping up and kind of dusting this entire area, but the winds are shoving the Chester all around. Most importantly, there are a couple notes that you get from just being this close to the storm. It is constantly striking down at the sand with lightning and rumbling thunder. Very little bit of rain present. It's more like smaller sections of the storm. Rain occasionally and then peter out and then start up elsewhere. It's not a constant rain the entire time, but the lightning never ceases. The winds whip up through that entire area, kicking sand up, but also you see a glint to the sand itself. And everywhere that the lightning strikes, there are these large scars of glass that get created from the lightning hitting the sand. You can tell it's probably glass floating around within the storm itself. As you guys, I would assume, probably take a little bit of a berth from the storm. The sand skitter does not. It continues directly at it. And before too long, it is entering into the perimeter of it to where you would not be able to follow safely with the Chester at the current moment. You're definitely more than able to gain elevation, but you would have to be much higher, even still, to get up and over the storm.
Possibly, you think they're going in there to fall in this glass?
It could be.
Maybe there's other elements. Maybe it's creating something else deeper in the storm. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? If we go up and over, the likelihood of finding them if they come out on the other side is pretty difficult.
Correct. We can scout around, see if there are others in the area.
Like other
skitters.
How would we do that?
Fly in random directions until we deem it too far. Because as is, we're about to lose that one. As it's getting closer and closer to losing visibility from just entering into the storm itself.
I think we've already lost it.
No kidding.
So if there's others in there, how will we know?
Boarding one?
What?
You asked, I answered. Not a good answer, I'm just telling you. If you're in one, you know what happens when you go inside the storm. Right?
True. But I don't think that's a risk that we really should take.
Probably not.
This sounds extremely enticing, but...
I'm glad you're at least entertaining the idea. But I do not think it's a good one, because it also means somehow we have to get inside it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Do we throw in the towel and return?
I don't know that this wasn't failed. We learned a lot. We learned that they are traveling to the storm at least. So they're going days away at a time. Okay. So we'll go head back. I mean, there's no reason for us to waste daylight, tire ourselves out more. If we got it back, we can be back in twice the time, or twice as little. Half the time, I guess, is a proper sentence.
Yes.
Gosh, I want to know what they're doing.
You and me both, but how much do we risk it? How much do we play it safe?
Yeah, right now it's about playing it safe. There's people counting on us. Okay.
There's also the time aspect. The more time we spend out here, the more we miss whatever happened back.
Well, Zage could have sent us some message if needed.
Very true.
I meant to tell you, we got attacked. All right, let's head back. Let's run it.
Okay. You guys start beat-feeding it back. That would encompass the rest of the 22nd and all of the 23rd. You guys would arrive very early in the morning.
I was going to say,
24th.
Quick question would be like, are they only traveling 50 feet per round?
Yes.
So I could go 120 or 160.
Yes.
I go 3 times the speed.
Yeah.
So I could make it back.
In a third of that time.
Yeah. Pretty darn quickly.
Right.
So 2.5 days would be
about
3/4 of a day.
Yeah.
So
you'd arrive back on the 23rd.
Yeah, which if we're gunning it, I'd probably be like, well, let's just run it, and then we'll come back exhausted.
Okay.
We'll go to bed.
Yeah, and you guys certainly would suffer a point of exhaustion from the arrival, but by no means is there any reason why you can't. You guys arrive back at probably about mid-morning of the 23rd, jamming throughout the entire night at that point. While you have been gone, you have been getting updates from Zage. A lot of his updates are coming about or some of his updates, not all of them, but the most important for this time is about the Ascanari, because he's kind of keeping track on them through the orrery, and he lets you know that they are continuing to peel away from the Terran fields and headed towards that planet Gannett. One more has disappeared, so they're down 2 extra ships. But, however, there is a fleet coming from the far reaches, past Akara, in towards the inner planets.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Very good.
But otherwise, in terms of the resistance, no sign of the harvesters, no large changes within what you guys have constructed, other than more planning, more prep, more development of the resistance itself.
Okay. Well, whenever we go back, we take a sleep, catch up. Then I'll try to have a meeting with the council of the safe house, of the safe resistance refugees.
Okay.
Whatever they've donned themselves.
Yeah. And there is one thing I will note that I haven't addressed about the refugees themselves is there is a growing belief in the return of the gods. Femus is the largest one, of course. A lot of people have claimed to have felt some sort of presence from Femus over the years. Faint. Especially Brent himself says he feels a lot of his inspiration comes from like aha moments that he can't quite ever explain. And so many of them have been life-saving to him. Less than just like, hey, I wanted to build this, but it was, I needed this in that moment. And it came to me when I needed it. Simply because I was asking the questions, right? And something answered. And he doesn't know quite what. But he takes to the teachings of Femus pretty quickly and kind of helps spread that as well. But aside from that, all of the gods that you guys have returned are taught to these followers, as well as just kind of explained about their different powers, and everything in between.
Perfect. That's perfect.
So,
Whenever we have our roundtable meeting, I will just inform them of all the information we discovered. So, Skitter's leaving, spot on, right around that first day break time, right around that 8 a.m. This day break would probably be before then, but they go all the way to the storm, so they go days away. We passed, 3 different ones within those, everyone about a day's way apart. But we don't know what they did exactly. So, do you know what they're getting, Brent? Do you know what they're going? Are they stopping in the storm, or are they going past it?
I've never known, truth be told.
Does anyone?
Here, no. It takes a certain amount of privilege, I suppose, to really know. They've held them close within the walls. Even back on the plantations at the harvesters, they didn't have any there.
Man, this kills me to not know how far they're going, what they're doing. You know what I mean? Are they stopping there? Are they going further? Are they heading south of the storm?
When I was with the Clanks, we specifically designed them to be able to withstand that storm and to be completely self-sufficient for days on end, weeks if needed. I have no idea how long they take to go out, but they're prepared for a long journey at every time.
Well, I mean, yeah, at this point, we're talking, they're out there at a minimum of 5+ days. So,
Right.
over a week, then I would assume, given whatever resource management and gathering they're doing.
So where does that put us? What's the plan from here?
Well,
Do we attack the leaving vessels or the returning ones? From what we gathered here, their return ranged from anywhere 7 p.m. and onwards.
yeah, kind of what we were figuring as well. We could do 2 things. We could have. It depends whether or not how much we value the resources that they're bringing back. How much do those mean to us? If nothing, then it's no big deal. If they do mean something and they have something that's good, kind of changes it a little bit.
Changes it a lot. The resources are what we're scarce upon. The longer we sit idle, the more we're burning our resources.
Okay.
The only thing we can do is send for them back from where you came from. Scavenging is next to non-existent.
Well, that goes both ways then, because when they leave out, they probably have the most wares of self-sustainability and food. Whereas when they come back, those are probably pretty much depleted for the most part, and then they have other things.
They'll have more resources, less general goods,
Yeah.
less consumables.
So what is it we need? Do we need consumables or do we need general resources?
Yes to both.
Yeah.
If we're trying to look like the harvesters, they don't need consumables. They need resources. They need wealth. They need weapons and whatever raw material is coming back. That'll be their motive.
Right.
If we hit the skitters in the mornings when they leave, we'll probably more look like the Scorchers, the Sand Pirates.
Okay. And then so be it. We want to be the harvesters. We'll be like the harvesters. Let's hit them on the return.
Okay.
We'll try to get them a few hours away from the oasis, as we've kind of called it. So that way it's not too close that they could send reinforcements right away.
It might not be a bad idea to attack one closer to its return, and then one a little bit further away.
Yeah.
The one that we attack further away, perhaps that's a successful one. That's the one we plan to take. And then the one that we attack closer is the one we abandon, the one that we let get away.
Very good.
I don't know how we make it look fake while still doing what we need to.
Well, What do the harvesters normally use? These runners?
Several, yes.
Okay. Do we have any operational runners through this time?
We have a few.
Well, if we use those runners as bait, I don't know if the harvesters have a symbol or something, or they would typically fly a flag. But we dress up as them. We try to do something, get on the ship, fail to get on the ship, throw a couple of explosives that aren't meant to hurt it, pop a couple shots at the sidewall, knowingly that there's no way that it's going to affect those walls at all. Those things are built well. Make kind of a stupid attempt, if you will, something that feels like ill-regarded, and just trail off. Make sure we head back to the north with them.
It's not a bad plan at all.
No, just keep it simple.
So if we leave the northeast one, or the east side skidder entrance, if that's where we plan our fail,
Yes.
we can flee back north,
Yes.
making sure that we are picked up and routed back here,
Exactly.
back to the safe house, and then we can attack the west one.
Yes.
When?
Well, I think there's no reason to wait.
No.
So
The more we wait, the more whatever is lurking will pose.
it's late in the day now already. At this point, let's
And you look exhausted.
set on it for tomorrow. If we can get enough action, get everybody ready. Let's do this tomorrow.
Tomorrow evening it is.
Yes.
Okay. We'll set our ambushes. We'll prepare ourselves. And with any luck, we'll be feasting tomorrow.
Yes, we will. Very well. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Good night, folks.
I'll get everything rounded for whatever tomorrow will hold.
Very good. And I will go get some sleep after that then.
Okay, perfect. As the two part ways, we are leading into the 24th of Mintier. Since you've been gone, Zage and I know that is exactly where I went to. Zage and Arifa have largely been taking most of the scavenge parts of the vehicles from the parking garage and ordering them into usable vehicles.
Nice.
So they're trying to start reconstructing. Big thing they're missing is the helm components.
Yeah.
Exactly. Those have been completely stripped off, and none here know how to make them. Because it is a certain bit of magic that is less than the spelljamming helms themselves, somewhere in the mix. And unfortunately, Zeiji himself has not been able to crack that.
Sure. Okay.
But with that being said, you guys are able to take your long rest, head into the next day. You have the full day leading up to help with any preparations.
Okay. So I would try to get, so we'll say East Squad, get them established, just talk them through this isn't risking your life, this is setting the image that you are the harvesters trying to do something, making kind of a stupid choice, whatever have you. But don't risk your lives, don't put yourself in danger. Throw maybe, I don't know if we've got like harpoons or whatever have you, shooting some harpoons in there, blasting useless shots into the side. Like this is the time where like you kind of take those opportunities. I don't know if the harvesters, whatever you can to mimic the harvesters, do it. Whether it be clothing to visuals, everything you can. Make sure you go north post failure. And then we'll rendezvous. Well, in fact, just go north. We'll just say set a standard. Go north a certain amount of distance, and circle all the way around the city, and then come back down into the Cerulean. At that point, be safe. For the west side, we will go to a couple hours out, where I kind of saw their paths, and we will. Probably, I would almost assume like it'd make the most sense just to take like two scorpions, like have one on one side, one on the other, and that gives you an opportunity to like board.
Mm-hmm.
So is it similar to a train? So there's openings between each one.
Yes. So
Okay.
they're essentially what the skitter looks like. We can easily just draw it here because that would be 20, 40, 60, 80. One. So on average, they have 5 individual carts, and then this portion here is basically like the cockpit of one side, the cockpit of others, and then they just have several pairs of legs that run the entire length.
Okay.
And there is small little like accesses, very similar to a train,
Okay.
between each one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so we'd probably set up a plan that we will take the scorpions, and did it appear like there were windows on them, like the sides?
No,
Okay.
no windows.
How fast do the scorpions go again?
The scorpions have a base movement speed.
I don't know if I have a scorpion sheet.
Oh, I know I do somewhere in here, but it's been a while since I've looked at
40 or 50, probably 40-ish.
Fly Space Galleon. Oh, it's magic. You know. I can look it up real quick. That'd probably be the fastest. Let me do that.
So we'll go to, basically what we'll do is we will infiltrate from the rear.
Movement speed 30 foot crawl, 30 foot fly.
So if we were dashing, we'd have to be like, move, like it'd be moving.
Yes.
Okay. So element of surprise is very important. So I would say what we would do if said skitter was going back towards the wall here, we would like pursuit angle towards this crevice,
Mm-hmm.
and then we would drop like.
So this is the direction of travel.
Yeah. So we go to drop off. Each side drops off 3 people. So 3, so 12 people total.
Okay.
At least 3 people to stay on the scorpion ship.
Perfect.
But that gives me 6 going in each way, so they can go like divide and conquer.
So where is the original scorpion coming in from to drop them off?
We're going in like we're in a pursuit angle up here. And then as this was moving this way and then this way, we are like allowing ourselves to trail backwards. Next jump off, trail backwards, next jump off. And then, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Are both scorpions coming in from the same side?
No.
Okay, where's the
Opposites. Boom. And then boom. It's doing the exact same thing. So
Okay.
we go up like this. Skitter continues moving. Scorpions allow it to outpace it just slightly. And then that allows us to control the speed of the let out for the troops.
other one? So this is just a question.
Yeah.
I'm thinking here. We could use the Chester to track its movement. We can head south early, find where it's coming at, and then we can set the scorpions in the sands, possibly behind dunes or even bury them. That way, whenever the skitters come by,
Right.
they can pop up next to it and have a very short distance to actually travel
Right.
to the skitter itself.
Yes, that was my intention, was the way that we would be able to put the scorpions hopefully within a 50 feet-ish, 60 feet cone, hopefully. We know that they travel straight, so if we can kind of get the pinpoint down, we should be in good shape.
Okay. So then we will be the scouts on the Chester.
Yes.
We can set up the scorpions for whatever attack they need to do. We have all the warriors ready. 12 on each ship, correct?
12 warriors on each ship, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, unless, I think, should we be down there? Or do we just try to let these guys do it?
I think we should be down there.
Then I don't feel like we should be scouting it.
So no, I am thinking with the Chester, we go find where it is coming from the south.
Sure.
That way we know where to set the scorpions to intersect it. And then we can fly above it, high above. And the moment the scorpions are getting close, we start dropping in from up top.
And then leave the Chester where?
I didn't think that far ahead.
Okay. That's my concern.
We could let somebody else scout with the Chester and give it to Zulu.
Zulu and Arifa, maybe.
I would more than trust Arifa. I mean, I trust Zulu with my life, but I'm sure you trust Arifa more.
Oh, I trust both. They're here for a reason. We have to, regardless. So let's send them with them, and then you and I will be on the scorpions, and then that way we can be first in.
Okay, we can plan for that in.
Okay. So yep, I think that's perfect.
Brent briefs you on the plan for the unsuccessful attack.
Okay.
What they're doing is if you're taking the scorpions, they're taking the few runners that they do have. They have 5 total. They're going to take them, pack them with about 4 people each, and they're basically just going to make their presence known. They're going to come flying in from the north towards that entrance. Whenever the skitter, once they can see the dust getting kicked up from the skitter, they're going to fly in. They'll surround it, shoot at it, but keep their distance that way. They can minimize their own damage and also make their getaways. They'll create an issue. If they can cause some kind of ambush, they're going to do that. They have some explosives set aside to essentially put them in the path of the skitter. That way they can blow up underneath it. But once they do just enough damage to make everything real mad, they're going to flee.
We get out.
Yep.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
So that is their plan.
That's a plan, all right.
And just like you said, once they're done, they're going to flee back north.
Yeah.
And then kind of figure out what to do with the vehicles from there and how to get back from back to Cerealion, if that's a big, wide arc or
right.
come picked up with vehicles, whichever. So, and fun fact for you, the Scorpions are more than capable of picking up one vehicle. So they can basically like clasp onto them and transport them up and out of there.
Yeah.
So that is always an option. But with the 2 plans in action, there is nothing to do but get ready.
Yeah. Okay.
So you and Pizor, do you get on the same Scorpion ship or do you get on separate Scorpion ships?
We'll get on separate Scorpion ships.
Okay.
And we're both getting off first.
Perfect.
That way we can guide the men correctly.
So Pizor on one, you on the other. I'm going to just go SK1, SK2. You're going to be on SK2. Where's Gordon? Is he coming?
Yeah, probably. He's on SK1 then. He's with Pizor.
Okay, so Pizor and Gordon. Then of the warriors, the Riverswept are like casters / largely clerics, like clerics and druids. And then the Moonshades themselves are warriors. You fought alongside them well. They are trained units to fight as one.
Yeah, this is probably a Moonshade activity here.
All Moonshade?
I think so.
Okay, so you'll have 1 Riverswept each, just for the pilot.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have a second Riverswept on each one that stays on the ship for when we leave, if we need healing. And
okay.
That way they can move.
Perfect. So 2 Riverswept. And then the rest, so on SK1, that would be
11.
3, 6, 9, 12.
11, because me and Seamus are 12 and
Oh,
13.
yeah. Good point.
So there's 11 Moonshade on each one. And then...
So 11 Moonshade, 11 or 12 Riverswept, 2 Riverswept, idiot. Okay, perfect. And then on the Chester is
Arifa and Zulu.
yes.
And then Then I don't think I'm going to take an automaton.
Okay.
I don't want to. It's going to get packed. It's going to get crazy quick. I don't think it's worth to take them. They're probably helping out enough and doing much more work there at the moment. So.
With the East group, how much of that do you want to be the Moonshades, River Swept, and Torvanites? None. Locals?
If Brent can take care, this kind of feels like one of those things where, like, if Brent feels confident, like, the locals can all take care of it, let the locals take care of it.
Okay, perfect.
Since they're not necessarily really getting into harm's way, hopefully.
Yeah. And they are more than willing to volunteer. That does also leave 4 River Swept behind, more than plenty to help oversee the continued healing and overall care of the individuals. Of course, Brish also stays behind, and then that leaves 14 Moonshades and 10 Torvanites. So
Perfect.
plenty of people to stay behind to protect anything if
Yeah.
something were to happen. But otherwise, the stage is set. You guys are ready.
Yeah.
You're obviously waiting till evening. Evening strikes, and you know it's probably right around 5 o'clock. And that's probably when you would want to set
Get
up a
in
scout.
position. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you guys can get set up more in the future. You know, you can get out in the desert earlier on and kind of have a rough area set up. And then as they scout, you can adjust where you need to.
Yeah, for sure. That probably would be the most, We'd want to be in position, not be a risk of not being in position. So, yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So you take the morning to get yourselves ready, take the afternoon to get into position, and then at the cusp of right around 5:30-ish, you get the message from Arifa. We're sitting up high. We see the dust cloud. It's coming north. Got about, 2 hours.
I would just message back if I can, whatever we have, and just be ready to guide us when we get in those last minutes, get us in position.
Perfect. Okay. With that, you will wait a little while before it does happen, but you get redirected just to adjust your exact locations. Before too long, you see the sand cloud kicking up in the distance, the sun setting low behind it. You see the Chester glinting way up in the high, and the final message coming from Arifa. They're coming to your location. T-minus 5 minutes. And it's getting closer and closer, the sand cloud digging up, the ground rumbling as it's just pounding through the sand itself. The scorpions, do you have them buried? Do you have them just behind dunes? Or what is...
whatever seems logical. So,
okay, cool.
if behind a dune is available...
Yeah.
Makes the most sense. If we have to somewhat bury them, at least from, like, the rear side so you can't see it, then we'll do that, whatever it takes.
Okay. We'll just say behind a sand dune is more than plenty.
Okay.
So with those set in position, the sand skidders pulling straight up towards you guys. You have just a few moments. You're in position, ready to go. Jammers at the helms. That is where we're going to leave tonight's episode.
I knew it. Okay.
I can't help it. It's perfectly timed. And what's the other alternative is to jump into the combat and then
play for another 2 hours.
Exactly.
Hey, that gives you good reason and us good reason to be back here next Wednesday
for session 55.
55. That is that will be our 1 year anniversary.
It really will be. Yeah, that'll be the
crazy.
official 1 year.
That'll be a fun 1 year.
Yeah, because we pushed out the 3 initial all in 1 week
on the last June. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our 1 year of Duos and Destiny.
Yeah. Sick.
Well, thank you for tuning in to episode number 54. We appreciate you so much.
4. This one. Yeah.
Man, we have a lot of fun here. Guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
See you.